All right, welcome back to the next video in our series here with 3D Print and Farm Sheets version 4.0. We are completed the farm data, so now we are going to jump over to filling out our printer rack number one. So to do that, when you turn this on, you'll see down here a tab appears called Printer Brand 1. Click that, it takes you to this page, which is all about your printer rack and the printers on it. So as you can see here, we have it filled out with 3 different models that we currently run on this rack. So we have Prusa Minis, Big Prusas, and Ender 3V2s. Um, we have room for 6, 7 more. So if we wanted to say an Ender 3, we just turn it on, and there an Ender 3 is added. Or we can turn it off, and it's gone. Once you have the models put in, you'll need to figure out what the kilowatt an hour charge is for them. So I recommend you put in the max for it, and you can typically get this from the website from the printer brand, or just Google. Lots of people, have done research with tracking the power output of printers. But we always do the max kilowatt an hour because I know these printers, when they're heating up, they're probably at maximum. When they print, they dip. When they're cooling off, they're lower, right? So, you have variation. We always go max because that way we can't get hurt, right? It can only be better from there. So that's what our recommendation. You can put in here anything you want to put in here, but we put the max in. So you put the max in, and then you come over to the model column itself. So this is the Prusa Mini column, and you put in how many printers you have of that model, and what your printer daily uptime is of that model. And that should be your average uptime across all 4. So if you have 4 minis, and you have 2 that run for 10 hours and 2 that run for 20 hours a day, you should probably put like 15 in here as your printer daily uptime to keep the average right. So you can do that for all your printers. And again, remember, we have room. You have room for up to, each one of these has room for 10 unique printers. So we have room in the sheet to handle 30 unique printer brands. And I got to be honest, I have not run into anybody who has 30 unique printers. Like we've said, I've seen people that have hundreds of printers, right? But typically, they're always the same model, or at least the majority of them are, the same model. And very few people have 30 unique printer models running in their farm. That would be a nightmare, I think. After we put in the printer count and the daily count, it's when you can fill out your maintenance schedule. So this is, we pre-populate it with some items that commonly go bad, along with some cost and some useful life hours. We These are estimates, guys. So if you got your own numbers, that's what this is for. It's for you to put in your own numbers. We pre-populate just so you can get a sense of what it should look like, right? So it's your cost and then the useful hours of it, and then it gets us to a cost per hour. So that cost per hour can be added on to the cost per print when you're printing your item. And then we leave room for some extras if you got some other things that you want to, budget for repairs. I think that does it for this sheet. So come on back in the next video and we will touch on the next section.